Yes, I was explaining this. I was explaining this figure to you the other time. We have a rectangle, a cross section. We have steel that are put at the tension zone. We have reinforcement that are put at the compression zone. AS prime is the notation for the area of steel put at the compression zone. YAS is the area of steel that are put at the tension zone. This is the straight. Then from the top, from the top of the beam, I mean top the top of the beam to the middle of this reinforcement bar at the bottom. That is what we call effective depth. You will see that if I want to determine the effective depth from this member now, I can subtract the cover to the concrete to the reinforcement. If I subtract the cover to the reinforcement, and then I subtract the half of this reinforcement, that will give me the value of D. If I know H, if I subtract this from it, and then the half of the diameter bar, and maybe should in case there is a reinforcement that they use to bind these two together, we call it links. If I subtract the cover of the reinforcement, if I subtract the links and I subtract the middle, the half of the bar, I will be able to get the diameter, I mean the effective depth for steel put in tension. For the diameter, for the effective depth for compression bar is from the top to the middle of this steel. Is from the top to the middle of the steel. Is what we call effective depth. This diagram, this is the cross section, the major information you need to know here. This is the strain diagram. The strain value for the concrete, which is at the top here, is this. The strain value for this steel is this. That is why you call it strain. This is sigma CC. This is sigma CC. That is the strain for compression concrete. Are you hearing me?
Sir.
Yes.
Can you mute everybody, please? The people are making noise. We can't hear you.
I just not dirty.
I wouldn't know. It's not. Who is that person? Who is it? Yes, I think we can go ahead now. So I was explaining these strain diagrams. The sigma CC is the strain for concrete in compression. This is the strain for steel in compression. This is the strain for steel in tension. That is why you see E sigma ST. For a compression for a stress, for the stress diagram, the triangular stress diagram for this is the stress at the top, and it is form of a triangle. You know the stress, the compression stress, compressive stress reduces until it gets to zero at neutral axis. That is why you are seeing what we call a triangular stress distribution. From the top of the bar to the neutral axis, that is the depth of the neutral axis, which is taken to be xs. The diagram B, which is rectangular parabolic, this is the true stress diagram for concrete. It is a form of parabolic, just like you show in the other figure to you. Wow. So just like I show in the other figure to you, but because this may be extremely, it is extremely complex and may be difficult to analyze. So there is need to convert this parabolic section into a rectangular section. So in that case, the whole of the depth of this rectangular cannot be S again. It is taken to be 90% of the neutral axis. That is why S is the depth of the simplified rectangular equivalent of the stress diagram, and it is 90% of S. That is why you have it as 0.9x. So this is the explanation that we have here. Now, if you use similar triangle, here, if you want to determine the area of stale here, that will be EST divided by D. You know, from here, from the neutral axis where my cursor is to the middle of the stale, that depth is D minus S. Because from the neutral axis to the top is S. So from here to here is D minus S, because from here to here is D. So this section is D minus S. So stress over this depth, and then this strain rather over this depth, that is EST divided by D minus X, will be equal to ECC divided by S. If you make ES the subject of the formula, you have this relationship between the strain in the steel in tension and the strain in the concrete in compression. You use the same approach, you determine the strain in the steel in compression zone. You have this. If you make S the subject of the formula from this relationship, you have this value for determining the neutral axis, depth of the neutral axis. From this equation, if you make S the subject of formula, you have this. Like I did mention to you the other time, the high yield strength of steel is having a strength of 460 Newton millimeter squared. At this point, the strain value is 0.0219. This is a standard. This is what is known. So if you put, and we know that the strain for concrete at yield is 0.0035. If you insert all these values, the values, you can establish a relationship between the neutral axis and the effective depth of the reinforcement put in tension zone. So that will give you 0.615D. So to ensure yielding, that is to ensure that steel is taking part, in resisting tension, the neutral axis must not exceed 0.615D. Else, if it exceeded, then it means the tension steel will not be yielding and it will not be performing its function. So this is what you must always understand. If you want to determine effective depth, or you want to, if you know the neutral axis must not exceed 0.615D. However, BS 8110 want to be very, very conservative. They often limited it to 0.5D. That is, the neutral axis must not be more than 50% of the effective depth of the tension bar. Now, so we are now looking at a rectangular beam section now, bending moment and rectangular stress block. So for this now, for beams, there are two basically types of beam in terms of reinforcement this time around. But in terms of shape and other things, we have several types of beams. We have singly reinforced. That is when you only reinforce concrete. When you reinforce concrete only at the tension zone. In this case, it is at the bottom. There is no reinforcement in the compression zone. This type of reinforcement is what we call singly reinforced. But this is a doubly reinforced. You have steel at the tension zone, we have steel at the compression zone. So we are going to look at the analysis of each one after the other. So we are starting with the singly reinforced. If you want to determine the moment capacity of this beam, you want to determine the moment capacity of this beam so that the moment that the load you are going to put on your structure, which is going to generate moment, must not exceed the moment capacity. So this is what the approach now. We have your beam, which is singly reinforced. This is the strain diagram for concrete in a simplified format. Is having the strain to be 0.0035, while the steel is having this steel here. As I did mention to the other time, is the depth of the neutral axis. For a simplified rectangular stress diagram, the depth is 90% of the neutral axis. That is why you see S is equal to 0.9x. If you look at the forces here, this is the force. You can convert this stress to force by multiplying stress of the concrete multiplied by the area of this section, then you have the force. Then this is also the force in the steel. You will see that this is in form of a couple. This is in form of a couple. The distance between the center line of force in compression zone, of concrete in compression zone, and that of steel in tension zone is what we call Z. We call it lever arm. It's what we call the lever arm. Now, if you want to determine the couple moment now, the couple here, it will be FCC multiplied by Z. If you take moment at the center of this, moment will be FCC multiplied by Z. The same thing, if you take moment at the center of the concrete here, it will be FST multiplied by Z. That is why we have moment is FCC multiplied by Z, which is also equals to FST multiplied by Z. This is what we call a couple. Then to determine the force in concrete, it will be stress multiplied by area. The stress this time around, if you put the factor of concrete, I mean this partial factor of safety of for the material for concrete is 1.5. If you put if you say 0.67 divided by 1.5, it will give you 0.45 FCU. So we have this 0.5 FCU. Then for this area, this length is B and the depth is S. So we have B times S. That is the area of that concrete section. If you want to find Z, so if you want to find Z now, you can, if you look at it very well, from here to, from this top here, from the top of the beam here to the center of this steel is the effective depth. If you subtract S over 2 from effective depth, you will get the lever arm, which is Z. That's why we have Z is equal to D minus S over 2. In this case, substitute, make S the subject of the formula here. Make D the subject. Okay, we have FC 0.5 FY FCU multiplied by BS, and then your MS, you have if you make S the subject of the formula here, then you put it in this case, you have 0.45 FCU BS Z, yes, for the Z, for the moment, because FCC is this. Moment is FCC multiplied by Z. So that is why we multiply this by Z. And if you make S the subject of the formula in this relationship and you put it in this value, you will get the moment in this form. You will get the moment in this form. Then your moment will be, that is, sorry, this one is not there. This one is cancelled. It's a repetition of what we have at the top. So from here we have something like this. If you open this bracket up, instead of putting Z here, you put the value of D minus S over 2 there. And then you do your analysis, making K, assume K is equal to M over B D squared FCU. And you do the rearrangement. This is mathematics. You do the arrangement, you end up in finding the relationship to determine the lever arm. So from here, putting K is equal to M over B D squared, Go and work it out. That will be the first assignment I will give to you. Work it out to find the value of Z is equal to D into 0.5 plus all this value. This equation is very, very important. We use this equation to determine the lever arm. And the value of K is determined from this relationship. Moment over BD squared FCU. FCU is the characteristic strength of concrete. Now, let us quickly look at an example how to demonstrate, how to determine the area of reinforcement required to be put in a concrete, in a beam concrete, which is going to be singly reinforced. Yes, the force in the steel in tension is the design stress multiplied by area of steel. The design stress, like I did mention to you the other time, is the characteristic strength of the steel divided by the partial factor of safety for that material. And this value, gamma m, is 1.05. If you put 1.05 here, you will have 0.95 FYAS as the force in the steel tension. To find the moment, we have FST times lever arm, which we had shown the other time. From here, you can determine the relationship to find the value of. So with this relationship, you can determine the area of steel you need to put in the concrete. However, the code, you can see that the value of Z is a determining factor here now. The value of Z is a determining factor, which is the lever arm. According to the code has limited the value of Z by making a relationship between it and the effective depth. The upper limit is 0.95 D. On no condition should the lever arm be more than 0.95 of effective depth. That is, it must not be more than 95% of the effective depth. Then also, that is if the neutral axis, if the depth of the neutral axis is limited to S minus D over 2. Then for lower limit is 0.775 D. What this one means is this. If you get the value of Z to be more than 0.95 D, for instance, you get 0.97 D, you won't use 0.97 D because it is more than this. You will use 0.95 D. If you get, this is the lower limit, if you get a value that is lower than this, for instance, let's say you get 0.65 D. 0.65 D is lower than 0.775 D. You will use 0.75 D. You must not use anything above this, above 0.95 D, and you must not use any value below 0.775 D. So for conservative, to be conservative, let us assume we want to make sure that we want to move into the limit state. What I mean to the limit, to the lower limit, that what will be the minimum, the maximum reinforcement and maximum moment that the cross section can resist, then it will be at Z of 0.775 D. You know, be more, this is a conservative value. So if you put in the other equation that we had determined before, if you put the value of Z there, you will have something like this. When you open it up, you have M is equal to 0.156 FCUBD squared. And if you make, you know what the value of K before? K is equal to M over MBD squared already. Then you can have this. So if you bring all of this one to this, you have K, which is equal to less than 0.156. If the value of K is less than 0.156, it means such beam is singly reinforced. But if the value of K is greater than 0.156, then it is doubly reinforced. We are going to do more on doubly reinforced. What we have just done here is an expression for determining, for assessing whether a beam is, it should be singly reinforced or doubly reinforced. If it is singly reinforced, the value of K must not be less than 0.156. If the value of K is more than 0.156, then it means it will be designed as doubly reinforced. What is the value equal to K? Yes, I've mentioned that before. What is the value equals to K? You have it here. K is equal to M over BD squared FCU. That is the value of K. K is equal to M over BD squared FCU. And the other time we put Z to be equal to 0.775D. If you put the value here, then you find the value of M, then you get M is equal to 0.156 FCU BD squared. So now let us look at example 3. Let us look at example 3. I'm going to guide you into it. Then you will finish it up, and then you will submit. You will finish this one up, and then you will submit, making it to be the second assignment I'm giving you. The ultimate, for instance, we are given this question, the ultimate design moment to be resisted by a beam of cross-section. This, we have been given the cross-sectional area of the beam. The depth is 450 millimeter. The breadth is 300 millimeter. Is 185 kilonewton meter. This is the moment. Use a concrete cover of 25 millimeter. Determine the area of tension reinforcement required given the characteristic strength of material strength to be this. The solution. Take diameter of bar to be 16 mm. Like I did mention before when we are looking at the analysis of a cross-section of a beam, you need to determine the effective depth. In some cases, the effective depth could be given to you. But uh, in practice, nobody will say, take this effective depth. It is you that will determine the effective depth. Once you know the depth of your beam, which is 450, let us assume that I want to use 16 millimeter because you make some assumption. But for the exam case, it may be given to you. But for your design, you are the one, in practice, you are the one that was, okay, should I try 16 mm? If the 16 mm doesn't work very well, you may decide to increase the size, maybe to 20 mm. Or if it is too much, you may decide to try it again with 12 mm. Definitely, there is no 14 mm bar. Then we have this is, you find the alpha because the effective depth is coming to the middle of the diameter of the bar. That is why you are dividing by 2. This is the cover to the reinforcement. You put cover just to prevent the reinforcement from being exposed to air so that it will not corrode. Then the links. For some of you that have been to any construction site, you will see that they always the reinforcement they put at the top and the bottom of any cross section, they always tie them together. That is what we call links. So we assume the diameter of the links to be 10 mm. Let us say the cover to the concrete is 25 mm. If you use 16 mm as bar divided by 2, you have 8. At the end of the day, your effective depth is 407 millimeter. With this effective depth that you have here, then you can determine the value of K to know whether it is singly reinforced or doubly reinforced. That will be moment is 185 kilonewton meter. You can put it into this equation. You know B already, you know D, you know FCU is given, then you can determine the value of K. Once you determine the value of K, if it is less than this, then you will know that it is singly reinforced. After that, determine the value of Z in that relationship we had earlier established. Once you determine that, then you use this relationship. AS is equal to M over 0.95 FYZ to determine the area of steel that you need to put into that cross section. So this is where I'm going to stop for today. It is an interesting one, so we will continue from here. I will give room to you for those that want to ask questions. I will give you the opportunity to unmute yourself. Yes, who is I ask you, I won't call this number that is raising his hand. I ask you to make use of your number. You don't make use of your name. Next time, I won't allow you in if you are using another name that is not yours. Next time. Yes. Who is Sarzi iPhone? You are recognized. Yes. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Hello? Yes, you
Hello,
can.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I did not raise my hand for anything, sir.
Okay, I saw that. I find that you raised your hand. Okay, no problem.
Oh,
So, any
misunderstanding.
question?
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
that 5/2. I thought we
Yes.
had to divide that 25 by 2. But it's
No,
only
it's,
25 there.
you divide 16 by 2 to make it 8.
We divide 16.
By
Where
the,
did 16
that is
come
why
Okay,
from
we
that
now?
divide our 16, our
by 2,
diameter,
diameter
by
by
2 to
2,
get 8.
because the effective depth is coming at the middle of the reinforcement.
Okay, how do we get that 25, sir? Okay,
The
that's the
25
cover.
is the cover. Yes, the cover. In this case now you are given most. You can also pick it in the in your code, but most often than not, we normally use 20 millimeter as cover to reinforcement for beam. But if
Okay,
it
what
is
of the 10,
connection,
sir?
eh?
The 10, the link. How do we get the link?
The link most often than not, it also depends on who the I mean the designer. As an engineer, most often than not, it is between 6, 8, and 10 mm, unless if it
Okay,
is.
we will be giving the one we use in exam.
So if you are not given, most often than not, if you are not given, then because they want in practice, nobody will give you all this. You can make reasonable assumption in design. That is why there is no specific answer in design.
Okay,
It
okay.
depends on the designer. However, if you make a unreasonable assumption, then definitely that can we count against you. But if the examiner if you want a specific answer of a specific approach from every member of the class, it means I will provide all the necessary data. But that will not
Okay.
be good for you, because we want you to be able to be able to think on your own too. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Sir,
Any
the first assignment, what do you want us to do there, sir?
Can somebody remind us what the first assignment was? I ask you,
About the case.
this one. I ask you to
Simplify
continue
it.
this equation and arrive at this, at
About
determine the
okay,
value
okay,
of z.
okay.
That is the
Okay,
first.
okay,
Sir.
Then the second
okay, sir.
one is to complete with this explanation I'm giving you, is to fully
Yes.
complete it,
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
to determine the
Alright.
value of as. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So any other question before we round up this class, sir?
Sir,
How do
how are you
we
going to
submit,
submit the assignment, sir?
sir? How do we submit?
How do we submit the assignment?
Yes, sir.
I think you have a platform. There is a platform on NMS that for you to do the submission.
So most of us don't have access to that platform.
Why?
Most of us are. Some of us are
It's not
carrying
working
over
for everybody
students, and
yet,
it's
sir.
not working for everybody, sir.
It's not working for everybody. Have you complained to the?
Yes, sir. They
Yes, sir.
said they
There
are
are a lot
still
of
working on
complaints.
it.
They're still working on it.
So they are still working on it. I wouldn't.
Yes, sir.
Perhaps I wouldn't know. Maybe you can, if your class rep accepts that you submit to him, you do your typing, do everything, you submit to him, and then he submit back to me through my email, but not individual.
Alright,
An
sir.
individual should not submit to me.
Alright, sir.
Okay,
You
sir.
all first submit to your class rep, and then the class rep will collate, and then I will tell him how he's going to do the collation and submit to me.
Okay, sir.
When are we submitting, sir?
Yes, you should submit this. The deadline for submission is 8 a.m. tomorrow.
8 p.m. tomorrow.
Sir, please, because of people that were not able to be online for this meeting, will you put this on YouTube instantly
Yes, I will try as much as possible to do it now.
so that they will watch it and be able to get the assignment? So?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
Then I will also put this PowerPoint presentation on LMS for you to see.
Oh,
Okay, sir. Thank you,
So,
sir.
sir, you said that we should type the question.
I wouldn't know how you want to do it. If you write
No,
it,
we're
then
just
it means you
taking
scan
the
it.
picture.
Can we
with the
write
sub.
it then convert to PDF?
Yes, you can do it. Yes,
Sir?
yes, you can do.
We can convert to PDF.
Yes.
Okay, thank that should be
In
easier.
as
Sir.
much as it is very clear. And if
Yes,
you are
sir.
going to do the writing, you must use A4 paper, clean one,
A4.
not a ruled paper.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Sir, how are we going to do our test and exam?
I'm not.
Is
I don't know yet now. But you
Who is
know,
this one?
What's all this
you
one
know,
now?
you
Yeah,
know,
just
you know already you are
No.
due for, you know already you are
Calming
due for
down now.
tests. You are due for tests already, if not because of the COVID. So we're going to do that, and then we look at hopefully in the next 2 weeks we should be able to. I'll be in the next 1 week rather. You should be able
No,
to.
2 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
That person, let's be careful now. Calm down. We are just starting class. We are asking for
No.
No, this is not
I will
starting
not
class.
run
So
the test going to be.
so we are already going up the class because we have finished the timber. In the next 2 classes with the rate at which we have moved today, we should finish this course.
But sir, can you still do revision on timber?
Yes, that is what I'm saying. I will still to look at it if you'll be able to do that.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
You have the material, you have everything. So
Who has
you have the material, you have everything. I will just brush over it. I will not take it as a full lecture again.
Sir,
Okay, sir.
can you do the revision before the test, sir?
Which
Yes,
division?
yes.
You should read now.
Timber.
Yeah, timber, sir.
You should read. Go and read the note you have. I did a lot
Sir,
of
some of us.
for you.
How about I forgot him, sir?
So some
You
of
don't
us can't
forget.
find
Why
our
must you
notes.
forget? Are you not students? Why must you forget?
By the time we went back to the hostel to pick up our notes, they've what have eaten it.
The what?
This person now.
You are a liar. Okay, bye bye.
This is important.
Enjoy yourself. So I will end the class now. So goodbye.
Okay, sir.
Take care.
Safe, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
So anyway, before you leave, what is your experience? How do you feel the class is?
It was wonderful, sir.
Was hard to understand.
What?
So that's awesome. Thank you so much, sir.
We want to resume physically, sir.
You want to do physical? Yes,
Physically, what to do physically?
It's not me. So bye.